We're going to be talking about doing things in the terminal. Does anybody have any experience doing this? Griffin a little bit. Nick a little bit? Okay. That's cool. So the way that we're used to doing things on our computer is we have what's called these graphical user interfaces. So I can open up a particular part of my hard drive and just take a look and see what's there. I can move things around, I can rename files, that sort of thing, right? But really the graphical user interface is just a layer on top of the actual computer system itself, right? So when we're interacting with the terminal, we're sort of interacting with the heart of the computer. It's sort of like getting right to the root of the matter. And for some of you guys, you'll sort of enjoy this feeling of I'm interacting on a lower level, okay? So I've got, let me just go to my desktop, for instance. I hope that's fairly visible. So I've got this folder open here on my desktop, and you can see there are not really that many items on there, some screenshots or something along those lines. But I can also go there inside my terminal. So let me open up a terminal. Make this a little bit bigger. Okay. And you guys can see that it's saying here this little tilde, which basically means that I'm in my own personal home directory. Okay? So if I wanted to go to the desktop on my machine, I'm just going to go cd, and this means change directory, and I'm going to put that little squiggly there. Oops. Desktop. Okay, so now you can see I'm actually on my desktop, and if I want to see what files are on the desktop, or what folders and files, I have this command that I can run, ls. Okay, and you'll see that it shows me I've got these screenshots in there, and I've got like a couple movies that I just recorded for you guys yesterday. All right. Now, if I wanted to see some additional information about these files, or maybe I had some hidden files on my desktop, do any of you guys know what hidden files are? Have you ever come across those before? So a hidden file, the name actually starts with a dot. Okay? And normally in our graphical user interfaces, we're not seeing hidden files unless we turn those on in the settings somehow. Okay? But if I thought that maybe I had some hidden files in there, I could do ls and I would do -a. That flag is saying all files, okay, including the hidden ones. Now I don't happen to have any hidden files on my desktop, so we're not seeing anything different there. But that's what you can do if you had some dot files in a particular directory. -a flag. Okay? So just in terms of what these things mean, again, the ls is the command itself right here, and then this is a special flag that we're adding to it. We're saying I want to see all files. Okay, another thing that we can run is if I want to see some more information about these files. Oh, before I do that, if we ever want to clear our terminal, and you probably will on a fairly regular basis, because you see how now it's cluttered up with all this stuff, just type in clear. Boom, now I got a clear terminal. So if I wanted to see kind of some more information about the files, maybe dates and permissions and that sort of thing, I could do ls-la. Okay, now we're seeing all kinds of stuff, and our line breaks are making it look a little funky, but let me just go like that. Okay, so now you can see it lined up a little bit better. Over here, it's telling us what the permissions are for these different things. This is the owner, and this is the group that this owner belongs to. You see the size of the file, and then the date information, and the actual file name. Okay. Any questions about that? Just listing out files and folders? Yes.
Did you mention what LS and LA stand for?
Yeah, so LS just means list.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the LA is I believe that's what that stands for. Sometimes I don't really know what the flags mean. I just know what they do. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let me make this bigger again. Whoa. I'll clear it out. Okay. And if you guys, how many of you guys are on Windows machines? About half. Yeah, maybe a little more than half. Okay. All right, so for you guys, when you're trying to list out the files in a specific location, depending on what kind of terminal you're using, you will probably type in dir. That will just tell you everything that's in the current directory that you're in. Okay? The shell that I'm showing you guys is called bash. And also for you guys who are on Windows, you could potentially install this thing called Windows Subsystem for Linux if you're interested in having a more, I'd say, developer-friendly experience. So it's basically like having Linux right on your machine, and you can just open up a Linux terminal very easily. Something to consider doing. Okay. All right. So I showed you how to change directories. Let's go into another directory. So I'm going to go into my directory where I've got my Coding Dojo stuff. Clear out this. What if I wanted to go up a level? So I want to go up to the next directory higher than that. Does anybody know how to do that?
Talking about getting out of and going back from where you just were, or going to?
So going to the parent folder that holds this Coding Dojo folder.
Would that be cd space //
Just dot dot. Yeah, you're right on. So if I say cd dot dot, then that's just taking me up one level to the parent folder. Okay. And another thing that you can do if you guys ever kind of get lost as to where you are in your current directory structure, you can type in this command, pwd, and it will tell you exactly where you are. So it's telling me, okay, I'm in users/Morley/Tetra/documents. Cool. That stands for path working directory. It's just telling you wherever you currently are right now. All right. What sorts of other things do we tend to do when we're in our graphical user interface? We're browsing through our files and so forth. What kinds of operations do you guys tend to do? What's that?
Deleting.
Deleting. Okay, that's one thing. Cool. So let's just maybe create a new file, and then we'll delete it. We'll practice that. So I'm in my documents folder. I'm going to create a file by using this command touch. Okay, that will make the file, and we'll just call it dummy file. Actually, let me go back to my Dojo directory. That's where I wanted to be. Coding Dojo. Okay, so we'll say touch dummy file.txt. Okay. Now it seems like nothing happened because I just got, another prompt here. But if I go into my directory here, let's go to Coding Dojo. See that we created this dummy file.txt. It is up here. So everything I'm doing actually does matter. It's not just kind of in the void somewhere. Okay. What if I want to remove that file? Anyone know how I can do that? rm. That's how I can remove the file. So I can just say rm dummy-file.txt. If If I go back here, you'll see that dummy file is now gone. All right, that's pretty cool. What if I wanted to create an entire new folder? That's something that we generally do in our graphical user interface. So I'm just going to say, clear this out, make dir dummy folder. Okay, now how would I get into that dummy folder? Pop quiz. CD dummy folder, exactly. CD dummy folder. Okay, and again, I could try to see if there's anything inside this folder. Nothing. Okay. Why are we seeing like a single dot and a double dot? What's that all about?
Beginning and end of the command.
No, that's a good guess though.
Would that be the parent?
Yeah,
folder?
which one's the parent?
I would assume the double dot because from
Yes.
before we had to do the double dot to go to the parent.
Exactly. So this is representing the parent folder, right? It's giving us kind of a reference to it. That single dot is just saying this folder itself. Okay. All right, cool. So there's nothing inside there. I'm just going to get out of it. And how do I get out to the parent folder again? CD double dot. Okay, that takes me back out. Now, let's see if I wanted to remove this dummy folder, because I don't want it anymore. I'm done with it. Say rm dummy folder. Uh-oh. So what's the problem here?
You need a different command to remove a folder than to remove a file.
Dummy folder is a directory, which means that, I was trying to treat it like I'm just deleting a file, right? Okay? So we actually need to, when we delete a folder, we have to use a recursive process. Anybody know what recursion is? We'll see it later on in the boot camp, but basically what that means is that when I delete this folder, I also want to delete everything that was inside it as well, and then everything that was inside all the subfolders. So it's kind of like this continuous process until everything is gone. Okay, so the way that we can do this is we can say rm and then we can add a flag. So the flag is going to be -rf, and that stands for Recursive Force. Dummy folder. Okay. Now it's gone, and if I go back to my graphical user interface, you can see that is no longer there either. No dummy folder. Now I want you guys to be careful with this. Once you run this guy, there's no going back. It's not like you've got it in your recycle bin or whatever, and you can recover it. It's gone. Essentially, I mean, I'm sure if you were really good at recovery, you could find a way. But you know, for us mere mortals, that's it. Done. All right. Cool. What other kinds of things do we like to do when we're browsing around?
Moving a file from one directory to another.
Good. I like that. So let's say, let's just create that file one more time. So I'll say dummy file.txt. Make sure that it's actually there. Here it is down here. And let's say I want to move this out one level to the documents folder, which is what that is. Let's do that. So the command that we're going to run is going to be mv for move. And then we're going to say dummy file. Okay? And then I should be able to just do a double dot saying I want to move this up one level. Okay? And then if I go up to my documents folder and let's ls-la, we can see that our dummy file.txt has moved. Has indeed moved. Okay? Another sort of less known use of the mv command is that we can also rename files as well. So let's say I no longer wanted this to be called dummy file, I wanted it to be called something else. I can use the mv command to do that. So let's just say mv dummy file.txt, and let's call it another dummy. Okay. Now if I look at my files, you'll see that that has indeed been renamed. So it might seem a little weird, you know, like, wait, I'm trying to rename something. Why am I using the MV? But that's how you do it. That's how we can rename files. Okay, so we got rename, we created, we deleted. What's another thing that we might try to do with our file system? Yeah, I was going to say let's copy something, right? So maybe we want to create a new copy of another dummy. So let's do that. Clear this out, and then we'll say CP, so that stands for copy, another dummy, and then we'll just create dummy file.txt. Okay. All right, now they're both there, right? We've got another dummy, and we've got dummy file. Cool. All right. How can I delete those guys? Let's say I want to delete another dummy. What's the command for that? rm, another dummy, .txt. I could do the same thing with dummy file, dummy file.txt. Okay, cool. I can clear that out. So those, we did copying, we moved, we renamed, we created. Oh, here's another good one you guys might like. What if I just wanted to see what the text content of a file was? Just wanted to see what was in there. Let me see where we are. Let me go back to my coding dojo. So inside here, what might I want to see? All right, well, I'm just going to create a file. So let's just create touch my dummy file again. Cat. I'm testing something out, so this might fail. Don't be alarmed. File.txt hello world. Oh yeah, I think I had that reversed. Okay, so cat hello world file.txt. Okay. So in theory, what this should have done is actually concatenated this text string into this file right here. So now we'll test that out and see if that actually worked. So if I go cat by itself and then I just say the file name, it should read whatever text is in there for me. So dummy file.txt. Ah, where is it? That didn't. I guess I didn't put anything in there. Let me double check this cat command, because this one's like a little bit tricky to get your head around. Short for concatenate. Cat It will display contents of cat. Okay, right. We will create a file with below command. How do I put some text inside there? Oh, here we go. Pending standard input. All right, so let's try this. Oops. Let's say cat and then hello world. And then we'll do that inside this dummy file.txt. Okay. Oh, jeez, it's still not there. What am I doing wrong? All right, I'll look into this a little bit more for you guys. I was hoping that would work. But ultimately, what's going to happen is that when we run the cat command by itself like that, it will just allow us to see the contents of some file. Okay? Assuming that the contents of the file are readable characters and not just some like binary code or something like that. All right? So one thing that I kind of want to talk about real briefly is what is the purpose of us even doing this? You know, like sometimes you might wonder to yourself, well, why don't I just use the GUI, right? It's a little bit more friendly. Well, sometimes we're going to be interacting with servers in the cloud that do not have a GUI at all. Okay, so we're going to need to actually be working on the command line a little bit, and practicing this on your own and your own machine will kind of get you ready to do that, right? You'll feel like, okay, I'm comfortable working in a command line. I don't have to have this graphical user interface, right? All right, so let me just make sure that I covered all the commands I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, I think we did. Yeah. All right, so pop quiz. I'm going to ask you guys how to do certain things, and you can tell me how to. So let's say I wanted to go up 2 directories. How do you think I might do that? Sean.
So that's CD.
Okay. Keep going. Yeah, we're going to use CD, right? So that means change directory. Solid. A little help for Sean. Yes, Nick.
CD dot dot and then another CD dot dot.
Yeah, so that's how we could do it in 2 steps. Here's a way that we could do it in 1 step. What if I said CD dot dot slash dot dot? See? That takes me up 2 levels in 1 shot. So I can
And so
move
you
around.
keep doing slash dot dot. To keep going.
Yeah, so if I wanted to go up like 3 levels, for instance, it would be 3 sets of double dots. 2 slashes. Okay, excellent. Let's clear that out. Yes,
Question.
Griffin.
Does that backslash separate the commands you're implying? Can you do like something along the lines of cd dot dot slash and then create a file within that same line?
You would probably just tie those together. So it would be something like cd dot dot, and then I would just use the double ampersand saying that now I want to do this other command. Yeah. Or if you, or another thing that you could do, if you were not in the location that you wanted to make the directory, you could say make dir, and then whatever the name of the directory was. So you could say, I want to make this in the next level up.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Andrew, how would I rename a file? And you can pick whatever names you want. So like we're renaming from one thing to another.
You would
This is a tricky one.
So we already have a file, we're just trying to rename it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm in the right directory already, so don't worry about kind of navigating around. Little help? Anyone got this? Yes, Rudy.
would it be the MD?
Yes, correct. And then so what else do we need along with the MV? No, we're not going to do any LS stuff because that's just listing whatever's in our current directory. But you're close though. The MV's on point. Yes, Griffin.
The MV and then the name of the file, and the name that you want to change it to.
Exactly. So
.txt.
the first string is just going to be what is the current name of the file. Second string is going to be what do I want it to be called. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, good. Diana, what if I want to move a file from this current directory that I'm in to its parent folder? How do I do that? Good. MV and then what? So I'm trying to move a file that's in my current directory to its parent folder. So one level high. All right, a little help. Yeah, Nick.
MV dot dot.
Well, I mean, you're on the right track with MV. The only thing about the dot dot is I need to actually I need to target a specific file,
So,
right?
MV the file name.
Good. Exactly. Cool. Any questions about that? Moving? Okay. All right. Say I want to copy a file from my current directory into some other directory that's at the same level. So that's in the directory that I'm currently in. How do I do that? Cole.
You do CP and then the file name,
Good.
and then I believe after that the location.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're telling it I want to put it inside this folder, which is here, right? Very good. All right. Dante, how do I remove a folder? Yeah, exactly. So assume that it's at the current level that I'm at. I'm in the right place already. You almost got it. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you mixed that up with something else. That's okay. No problem, no problem. Griffin?
The question was to do your folder, correct?
Mhm.
So it's rm space -rf.
Good.
And then the folder name.
Good. So that -rf flag is just telling it we want to recursively remove everything, from this folder and all of its subfolders. All right. Very good. Finally, Lydia, how do I have my terminal tell me what the directory that I'm in is? Tell me where I am. Boom. Perfect. Very good. All right, guys. Any questions about terminal stuff?
I didn't get all the commands written down. Are you gonna push that on?
Yeah, I could put a few up in there for you guys. Not at all. No. Totally. Cool. So let me stop the video.